Good evening and welcome back to the Mazda MX5 Championship here for SBS Racing, SBR Racing. My name is JB and I'll be taking you through tonight's proceedings. I will admit, I'm a little bit tired. It's been an interesting week as we watched Group pull off the track. It has been an interesting week for me. How is everyone going? As I quickly took my headset off to put on charging. Nonetheless, we have arrived here for round 3, and why is my I remember why. We arrived here for round 3 and 4 for the Mazda MX5 Championship. Who's excited? I am too. We're here at Maggiore in Italy for the Italian round. Everyone's excited. Everyone's looking forward to seeing what we can do at this circuit. Obviously, last week we saw 2 double wins. We saw 2 double wins from this man, Luke Mitchell, in the my phone is still on loud. Luke Mitchell in the black Mazda to seal 2 wins in where were we last week? Somewhere. We were somewhere last week. We happened to be in a racetrack last week. Nonetheless, though, looking forward to seeing what these drivers can do. A couple more drivers on the grid this time as we head to Maggiore and see what can happen. Look at this half braking line here, heading towards qualifying. Qualifying in just a few minutes time now. Let's do a quick onboard lap here with Luke Mitchell, see how much we can get as he breaks down into turn 1. Heavy braking zone because of the yellow flag. Through turn 2, pretty weak there through turn 2. Obviously Luke Mitchell not wanting to push the car yet because he's heading towards qualifying in just a few minutes. I just think we've got an AI driving the car. Let's have a look at Keithy, who shockingly might be called Keith. He is. In the green car, the number 90 car, I believe. Look at that, we'll shot 98 car. He's looking to impress on, I believe, his debut in the Mazda MX5 Championship here. It's already going well in practice. P3, wow, power sliding there. I still wish I could get an actual driver's eye view. Through this late left-hander, sorry, right-hander. What can you do? Looking forward to seeing what will happen come qualifying in just a few minutes' time. So as all the drivers are getting ready to line up for qualifying, get the names up so we actually get the names right this week. Obviously we want everyone to be known by their actual names. Their human names. I don't like my human name, so I gave it up. Running up on the grass there for Keith though. As he starts to put pressure on himself and try and improve on it. Heading straight into pit lane though. Slow driver moving there in the other. There's 2 green cars, that's not going to be helpful for me at all. Oh, and they're the same shade of green. That's really annoying. Are they the same number? No, they're not. 77. Sorry, 11 and 98. Okay, so Rob in the chat saying good luck to all the drivers. Not that he'll need it. He missed out on the podium last week in Autopolis. There we go. I remember where we were last week. I'm very tired. You can tell why I'm tired. I spent most of the day the other day in A&E, but let's hope that it's all okay. Qualifying will now begin in 5 seconds. Get ready, folks, because we're going to have a whopping show here. 2 races here in Italy. Qualifying, and now begin 5 minutes qualifying. Let's get the drivers out on track, get them qualified. Let's do an onboard shot with the drivers when they're ready and ready to go. Testing all of my buttons again. Let's see if I remember everything. There we go. So first driver out on track, let's see if we can find him. Whoa. It is a 2009 driver whose name escapes me. Let me look at my name list. That's Fred. Fred Coleman. See what he can do as he's riding the power now, heading up towards the second sector of the lap. Well, he's in the second sector towards the third sector now. This long, undulating left and right hand sector is brilliant. This reminds me a lot of Mugello, really. Formula One have met this weekend. Onboard look here at the Red Bull sponsored helmet driver. Do a full onboard lap with this driver now. The 5 minutes of qualifying we've got. If we get all the info up. Cover the button that says that. Not that one. So a full onboard lap is just about to begin with Fred. What can Fred show us here? He's on the super soft tyres, heading towards the time race, braking just past the 50 metre board, just before about 60 metres into the corner. Aggressive power sliding through there. He tries to make it all stick. Revving engine up into third gear, holding it in third now towards the left-hander, kissing the apex here. Into fourth, and then turning around. Look at him, aggressively pushing the brakes, ABSing these cars, obviously, as they are modified road cars and touring cars. Into sector 2. Late turn in here, very late. You want to go wide, then tuck in. There's the apex, and he hits it perfectly there. Third gear, 80 miles an hour. And he powers up towards the undulating area of the track, up the hill and around and back down the hill, powering round. Look at this. Fantastic grip here from Fred. What can he do? He heads towards the final downhill section up the hill, braking just at the 50 metre board. Obviously the camber of the turn helping him with the braking. 2 minutes of qualifying left. He will get another lap time in. What's it going to be as he comes across the line in just a moment's time? It's going to be a 1:26.5, and that is currently the fastest lap time of qualifying until Rob comes in and steals it, because that's what Rob does the other time. Lots of drivers finding the toe here. There's Luke getting shafted down by Wilson. Wilson's doing very well. Only his second ever race. Two more drivers, all looking very comfortable. There's Meggie. Almost any contact between him and the championship leader. Make sure I have everything right. So, final minute of qualifying here. The last laps are going to be needed. Rob is currently sat on provisional pole position here, the number 14 car in the purple Mazda. Again with the toe he's going to get coming onto the start finish straight. If he just manages to nail this curve as he has done, Wilson in front of him is going to give him a nice toe. Hopefully hasn't impacted too much on him. Fred goes quicker but not quick enough to challenge Rob. Rob is going to improve on his lap time, I think. No, he's not. Doesn't improve, but he is going to get another lap time here as he tries to pass Wilson sideways around the corner. Very aggressive there. from Rob. Lo-Fi going a 1:29.0. Drivers all push on and try and find their perfect lap time. Take a look at Lo-Fi in the grey car. That looks lovely. That might be my favourite actually. The 89 car. Lo-Fi from Britain. Look at that. Look at that brilliant shot there. That's a brilliant camera angle. Lo-Fi being passed by, I think that's Strombago. Oh, contact there under the conditions. You don't want that to happen in qualifying, not at all. Qualifying is now over. 2 minutes on the clock to finish our lap times. These two are racing. The lights are on there. Tries to find a way to get through. Qualifying comes towards an end in just a few moments' time. Who is going to be on pole position? Currently it's Rob. Second to Fred. Third championship leader in Mitchell. But no, Fred takes it even quicker. Where's Rob? Can Rob improve? Is Rob going to be able to do it? He is going to be able to do it. That is Rob on pole position for the first race here in Italy. But no, right at the end, Luke Mitchell stealing it by a 1/10 of a second. He's done it again as he did last week. Luke Mitchell, pole position, championship leader. He's going for 3 in this run. Crikey me. So as we head towards the start of the race, 12 drivers go racing here in Italy. It's going to be a bit of fun as we head towards the lights. There we go, 4, 3, 5 red lights. The lights are out now and Italy goes green as we go racing. Luke Mitchell flying across everyone trying to get into turn 1. It's a short run towards turn 1 for the 15-minute sprint race. Quick left-hander, very comfortable there for Luke Mitchell. Already is leading by 5/10 of a second into turns 2 and then up towards turn 3. And the action all kicking off in the background. We'll see if we can catch up with them. It seems that Luke C is under pressure from Keith. Keith, who's going to be in a great position now to try and pass him. Keeping an eye though, remember this is only lap 1 of a 15-minute sprint race. Remember to be kind and be wary about what we're doing. One of the 2 green cars now powering through towards a lot of power here from all the Mazdas. As they're looking to improve on their qualifying positions already. We're following Luke C as he tries to defend from Keithy and Fred, who's dropped quite far back since the start. Luke C dipping a wheel onto the grass. We have Price joining the room right at the end. So after one race he'll have to wait 15 minutes to be past the marshals here. Braking hard, everyone tyre squeaking as they start to chirp and complain. Already those tyres are in a bit of strain. Lap 1 completed as these drivers all come barreling through. The gap at the top of the 2 leader is 2.3 seconds from these guys that we're currently watching. Drivers all looking to try and feel very entertained with what's going on. Then we see further back, we see Frecker under pressure. Sorry, Frecker. Or Fred will do. Under pressure, putting pressure on it. And a slow down penalty for Kale. 4/10 of a second. He has to lose 4/10 of a second by the end of the race. What on earth was that for? Let's try and get a replay now. Go on board with the driver. No, he just caught it right at the end, so he didn't just catch it, unfortunately. We're going to drop back and look at the back of the pack right now. Battle between Lo-Fi and by the name I don't recognise, so I'll try and find it with the oil splatter paint job. That's Neil. What can Neil do against Lo-Fi? You can see what these two are the debutantes in the series can do, and the grey car versus the oil splatter car is going to do very well here. What fantastic racing already. But let's jump up and have a look at the leaders, because 4 tenths of a second, and a mistake there from Luke C. Luke C is going to be under tremendous pressure now from Keefe. Where is he? They're side by side as they head towards the quick left-hander, and Keefe's through onto the podium here. So finally, Keefe is very comfortable into P3. Just looking at that mistake that he was pressurising Luke the whole way through the race. But with 10 minutes to go, and there from the back you see Fred just running off the track. Another fantastic shot there. We'll try and keep an eye on everything that's going on in this race. 4 tenths of a second separates the top 2 in Major. You see Rob putting all the pressure on his car to try and force himself into an overtake, try and get past. I don't think it's going to happen. Luke Mitchell, very capable driver, very comfortable driver. I've just seen how wrong his helmet is on the graphic. And there we see a massive car battle. Wilson doing a great job here after struggling in round 1 at Autopolis. He's trying out the inside. That's all gone wrong. That's a proper commentator's curse there, isn't it? There you see Fred moving past him. He'll say, thank you very much, you made the mistake, I'll take the position. Drivers all barreling into turn 1. Wilson doesn't want to give it up, he's onto the grass. The 22 car though, unfortunately having to concede soon after. Ghosting seems to be really affecting the racing today. Then there's the Hungarian right behind. That's Victor. Oh, and there's been a mistake there from Wilson by the looks of it. Let's see if we can capitalise and use the replay camera to capture that. Let's go on board with Wilson all the way through here. I've always been helped around by Victor. I was looking at my phone, my apologies, I was catching up on the names. So I helped halfway around, and that has really put him under pressure now as he tries to force everyone behind. There's Pickle, there's lots of people that try and come through. There's green cars, there's blue cars, and there's green cars, blue cars, and grey cars in this combination. And Victor putting pressure on the other driver. Oh, he's side by side. Oh, a huge bit of contact there between the Mazdas. Over took him off track. Let's watch that again, shall we? Let's just watch that again. From P9 to POV. He bumped him twice, and he crossed his over the grass, and he powers up, he kept his foot in. Well done to keep it going, but at the same time, kids, I think you should let that back. A 4-10 slow down penalty for Victor now. The Hungarian driver is going to have to give that time up. No way he can get away with just saying that he's going to let it through, but he did let the 17 car through. Ben, so Ben putting a lot of pressure in P8. He's also doing well in this second round of the season. 8 minutes to go of this race though. And Ben versus Victor here. P9 is full of pressure. Still 3 tenths to lose though for Victor. What can he do? He tries to overtake. Remember this late apex corner here. He's going to have to chuck up the inside. And there's going to be contact again. Door against front tyre. 4 tenths still separates Rob and Luke Mitchell. Have a look back at Luke C and Kale. A lot of drivers putting pressure on one another right now. Fred involved in this as well, so Fred, Keith, Kale and Luke C, sorry, all involved in a big collision. They see off the old man Wilson, he's trying to catch up too. What a fantastic panning camera angle here we've got on Kale's car. He tries to pass Luke C, but remember, no DRS in these cars, no extra power, no anything. The talking success ballast is still rumbling on. It seems that 3 tenths of a second though up the top, and it is Rob back into the lead of the race after, for the first time, Let's watch how he did that very quickly. Okay, give me a replay where I can actually see it, please. So Mitchell just made a mistake. Just went out right and hit the grass. But still, 2 tenths of a second now, and I believe Luke Mitchell, the faster driver overall, is going to try and make a move here. He cannot do it though, but Rob is really taking alternate lines here to try and get in the way of the black Mazda behind him. What can Rob do? Can he hold off for 7.5 minutes of the race? Mitchell up the inside, what can he do as he tries it now up the inside? He's going to chuck it up the inside on this hairpin. And he has made it back through, but can Rob get the up and under and go back alongside? He's going to give it a good old college try here. Does the British driver, and it's Battle of Britain here in Italy. Ooh, done this before. 2 of the red wing mirrors now at the inside. Where can he go with 4 seconds? Who's brave on the brakes? It's Rob. Rob cutting across the corner. That might be a slowdown penalty. Old man Wilson with the fastest lap of the race. Well done to him. He really has improved since the first round of the season. As we look on, 5 tenths of a second separating us, but if you just look at the speed difference on the straight, Luke Mitchell is gaining and gaining. He gained a good 10 there on the straight with the toe. So drivers are looking very, very excited into these races. Lap 7, 6 minutes 25 to go. Final 5 minutes will begin soon, so we'll get a fair few more laps. I reckon we'll get about 2 or 3 laps out of all this. Obviously in race trim the drivers are a little bit slower than in qualifying, but 3 tenths of a second separate the top 2 right now. On board with Luke Mitchell here in the black Mazda. 2.4 seconds, sorry, 0.4 of a second separating these guys, 3.8 seconds separating these two from the rest of the field. These guys are so quick compared to the rest of the field right now. Let's drop back though, keeping an eye on this battle at the same time. Oh, actually. About to run away, but I don't think I will. Look at that, how wide Mitchell is, and he tries to put as much power on the car as possible. He's going to run up towards the late right-hand apex. He's just trying to coast his way into more fuel. A little bit of lag in the lobby right now, my apologies. Going to drop back to P3 in a second. Check out what's going on here. Luke C has been passed by Kale, so the South African is up into P3, back onto podium positions. Luke C, who in the blue car, is going to have to deal with the fact that he's now got to fight for the podium. Battle at the top though, still 3 tenths of a second, as they're all battling forwards, all trying to follow a show towards the last 3 minutes of the race. Good gravy, what are they doing? On board here with Luke Mitchell as he tries to put as much pressure on Rob as possible. Looking to the inside line, can he do it? No. He thought about it though, ultimately deciding not to go to the inside of Rob into P1. Into T1, sorry. Alternate lines here from the 2 different shades of blue cars, from the light blue car to the dark blue car. Intriguing. Got to keep our eye on the battle at the top though. Want to know who's going to win the race? I do too, as we pass the marshals once more. Drivers now going to flick towards the quick right-hander, left-hander, we look at it. 939 versus 14, what can happen? Who's a bigger number? Well, it's Luke Mitchell, and you can look at it and go, well, Rob lost the podium in Autopolis in race 2 of the season. As my alarm goes off, my apologies. Now we're going to see if Rob can redeem himself and go for a podium here in Italy and take on the chance to battle Luke Mitchell, but Luke Mitchell is looking supremely powerful in these races right now, qualifying really comfortable as they all start to run towards the line. We are going to jump down to P4 now, or even P5. Keith is getting tremendous pressure, but something's going wrong there between Fred and Wilson. It seems that Wilson's heading to pit lane. In race 1, that's a rare sight to see from Wilson. He's just pushed the car back a little bit too hard. Unfortunately, he's going to drop out of the top 10. Meanwhile, last couple of laps to go. I believe we'll get one more lap at the end of this. Looking between us, is this going to be the moment that we're going to see a move there to the inside line? He pulls. Luke Mitchell trying to make a move on Rob. They're on the apex now. Who's side by side? It seems Rob is just soaking up the pressure like a sponge here in his MX5. He's got no worries as he tries to go for his first win of the season. And he's trying his hardest here. We are going to have one more lap of racing, and that will give one more chance for Luke Mitchell to give it a try. Turn 1 in nocturnal overtaking zone if he can get alongside. Whether he can do it or not is another question. We're going to go on board with Mitchell now as we head towards turn 1, P2. Currently 3.62 tenths of a second away from a race win. From the third race win, a hat-trick of wins in the Mazda MX5 Championship for the SBR Racing League. And we are so close to putting pressure on all of the other Mazdas right now. 7 seconds. These guys are going to have to take some form of success balance at this rate, because we need someone else to win as well. But these two are so quick and supremely fast here in Italy. We've passed the traditional overtaking spots of T1, and we're heading towards one of the other ones where I don't think he's got the run this time round. Luke Mitchell is on the final lap. We're all on the final lap as the time starts to tick down. Drivers already finished. If they cross the line now, I believe they finished the race. But now, 1/10 of a second, they've all turned the engine up. Can Mitchell go for a last lap dive up the inside line? He's 3 tenths back, 4 tenths back as he's running towards the hairpin now. He has to get a good run here as he crosses the curb there. A little bit out of shape though. What can he do? Can he throw it up the inside? He's going to try it up the inside and have a drag race up towards the line. He's looking, but he chooses not to. It looks to be, unless he gets such a great exit out of here, it looks to be it's going to be Rob who's going to cross the line as they come side by side. There's a checkered flag. And it is, for the first time, denying the hat trick. Rob is going to win the MX5 Championship race here. So Lake Miyagi. Round 3 goes to Rob in the MX5, the number 14 car. Luke Mitchell finishing P2 championship leader. Very comfortable P2 as well. Luke C finishing in P3. Ahead of Kale, who finishes in P4. Fred, who finished in P5. And Victor, who finished in P6. P7 was Wilson. P8 is in the wall, what looks of it, in the pit lane, sorry, is P8, and that's Maggie. P9 is Keithy, no idea where he is, he's about to cross the line now. P10 is Ben, P10 is Ben, who's going to slowly crawl across the line in just a moment. P11 was Lo-Fi, and P12 was Neil. And that is the end of the qualifiers. Sorry, that is the end of round 1 of today. Round 3, all complete. Victory, though, does go to Rob today. Didn't race, didn't improve his position. Oh, excuse me. And that was fun. Next race is a 15 minutes endurance race. Sorry, is going to be a lapped race, and we will wait to see what the drivers can do in that lapped race. So we're going to take a short break as we wait here for the endurance to the next race to start, which I believe should start about 1:30. We'll see the Luke Mitchell in the chat complaining. Just 18. Just 18. Complaining. I'll go with complaining. Not happy. Didn't win. Could have gone for a hat trick of wins, but did not happen this time round. So I believe the next race should start about 1:30. As I place my keyboard upon the floor, if you're in the chat, pop in a little thing. Ran out of fuel, says Keithy. Next race is at 1:30, confirmed. Those drivers are apologising. We have a driver going out on track once more. See if we can track out who that is. But it's just for a sighting lap. No need to watch that. We've still got a couple of minutes until we head to race 2. Obviously, you can go off and watch the other races here for SBR Sim Racing, and that is that currently is the British Touring Car Championship. Blueprints Championship going on. I'm going to check that out on the stream right now. See if anything interesting can happen in that race. So they're currently racing at some French circuit. A French circuit. I'm not great with circuits in this game, so I wouldn't know. So as we wait now, 2 minutes to go, there's Wilson getting some more sighting laps in. So not long to go now towards the next race, which will be, so quickly get rid of this, 27 laps of racing here. The grid will be reversed, so our winner from the last race will be starting 12th, and 12th will be starting on pole. Meanwhile, I'm doing a Phineas and Ferb quiz, because why not? We've got a minute. And as night begins to fall in Italy, here's the keyboard all set. But we will just stay on board with Wilson's car. So, the time starts to run down. We're going to head towards the race in just a moment now. soon as we see the yellow markers, we should be told to head straight to the race. We wait and see what will happen. Get the keyboard back. Stop playing with this. Neil Price, who missed the first race, is going to be starting, I believe, on pole position. What can he do in this race for the 13th driver who did not start the first race? So the 27 laps. It's going to be interesting. A slightly longer race with pit stops involved. More punishment for me. See what they were writing in chat there. I wanted to see what they were writing in chat. Nah, why don't you let me? Game, give me nice things. There's Fred in pit lane. Luke Mitchell narrowly missed out on the win. He's going to go for two. Going to go for a third one this time. Good luck paying ice, says Rob. He's only saying that because he's at the back of the grid. And it has been for Luke Mitchell. Now, did he do that on purpose? Well, I can't see my replay cameras because they aren't working. And the final begins. 10 seconds now. So the time ticks down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now we're off to round 4 of the 27 laps of racing here at Miyagi. Miori, I don't speak Italian. Neil Price will be starting at the back, sorry, my apologies. We're all getting flashed by these drivers. Neil Price starting 13th, Group starting 12th, so one more position there for Rob to gain. As we head towards the lights here. Engine notes rise as we head for 5 lights. Oh, we've got a jump start there from Ben. The lights are on though, it's green, and Ben's going to drop back further now after jumping the start there. Neil, on his first time on pole position, is going to run into turn 1 as he faces Lo-Fi. Keithy is in P3, Lo-Fi looking for him to take the lead of the race early. He's looking for it, bumping and bashing. Remember, 27 laps of racing, it's a long old race here. Don't want to get damaged or penalties on lap 1. Neil going to drop back. Lo-Fi takes the lead of the race. He swings rapidly outside the grey and blue car. Oh, and wide is Keithy. Keithy's going to be on the cross. Keithy's losing it. He caught it again. And he caught it. Is he? He's backwards. Every driver avoiding him now. Very well done to Keithy for keeping it going though. Green flag as they race down towards the fast left-hander, sorry, right-hander as we look at it, left-hander, late apex there, got, oh, make sure you get someone else is wide, they're all coming bumping and bashing through. Wilson versus Luke versus someone else, I think it must be Rob. Now around the outside comes Neil. Can Neil regain the lead of the race that he has from pole position? No, believe it or not folks, there's still lap 1. Drivers are going absolutely hammer and tong here on the first lap of the race, and here on the grass already as they try and see Cade trying to make it past. They want to get through and want to try and block off Luke Mitchell as quickly as possible to the inside line. Pull many drivers there, and Neil from pole position at the start of the race has dropped to P5. And he's ever falling back into the clutches of other drivers. Victor now trying to pass Meggy. Jude wants to pass Lo-Fi. Heading on to lap 2 here. And Lo-Fi is the fastest man on the track to the inside line. Come forward with Meggy. What can he do? Trying it. Deciding not to. Possibly a more defensive move now as you see someone going off in the background at T1. But no safety cars in this race due to it being on GT Sport rather than any other game with safety cars. Even though we have a safety car in the game. At the inside, pulls Meggy and Lo-Fi just soaking up the pressure on lap 2. Long time to go from there. Victor sliding and slipping and slaloming. The rear end really struggling on that car. Drivers looking confident as they try and come through. What can they do as they head towards the tricky, slightly downhill section. And the flashing lights. Oh, someone's round! It's Cade! Cade is round. We'll try and get a replay quickly of what happened there. Go on board with the South African or follow him. Whoa, just lost on the curve. That's very odd. And rear end into the wall. And Meggy is taking the lead of the race. Lo-Fi dropping well back now. Strombago through. So we have Victor in P2. He's looking for his first top 5 of the finish. Sorry, top 3 of the season, I believe. Meggy leads. Lo-Fi was in the lead. Luke Mitchell facing off against Ben. Ben, who jumped the start, has a major penalty from jumping the start. Excuse me. Dill Price doing well currently in P8 as he tries to maximise on those positions. Where in all of this is Rob, the first race winner of this week. He's in P4, he's done well to avoid the melee that's going on right now. P7, here's Luke Mitchell, championship leader. Where's my actual onboard shot? There we go. So Luke Mitchell trying to pass Ben. What can he do? He's going to try and chuck up the inside here. If Ben lets him through, but he chooses not to. Ultimately, just moving out of the way. Let's check in with our friend Fred. Okay, maybe not Fred. Let's check in with Dill Price. Dill Price actually with a perfect view of what could happen into the hairpin here. Who's going to go defensive? Ben goes slightly more defensive, crossing back across into Luke's line, but Luke deciding not to be affected by that. A little bump there almost. Not a lag from Luke Mitchell there. So Ben with the purple and the yellow helmet. Sorry, Dill Price there. Mitchell towards the inside. What can he do? He's going to hold it here. This should be an opportune move. He should have it done into one. And he does have it done. Oh no, he doesn't. Ben is going to give it all he can. Defending for P6 in this race. Looking for a first top 6 finish off the race. 4 laps completed out of 27. Game for you to go. Remember, there's still time in this race. As you see, Luke Mitchell not caring if there's any time, driving like it's the last lap at all times. Let's see if his helmet's changed. No, it hasn't. That's weird that his helmet hasn't changed. Side by side here, and Ben is going to have to give it up as Mitchell does make his way through. Ben might even into position now to Dill Price. Dill Price looking at the inside, side by side. Track limits aren't really an issue in this. Remember, this is touring car racing, not Formula 1. Oh! And they're bumping and bashing, and a huge hit there between the two of them. And Fred is going to be thinking, oh, thank you. I'll be taking these positions soon. As Keefe goes up the inside, Keefe under a lap 1 spin is doing very well to recover. Meanwhile, at the lead of the race, Victor leads ahead of Meggy, and Rob is coming. Rob is closing, looking for 2 to close the gap at the top of the standings to Luke Mitchell. On board here with Rob in number 14 car. What can he do as he faces so much pressure on these drivers? He knows how to win races, as we found out earlier on tonight. As these guys go side by side, and it seems that Victor's going to lose position. And there! Oh, that could have gone better. A satisfactory move there for Rob. He's going to think, could have done better. That's what he'll be writing on the back of his car. There you see Victor coming back and then saying, right, well, give me an outstanding, because I'm going to try and go for an outstanding this time round. I don't know why I'm doing grades this time. It's going to be a grade A overtake if Victor can do it. Up the inside, Joey going to try, and Rob cannot do it on Meggy. And Garen go very comfortable there. A couple of flags in this I don't recognise. My apologies if I do get it wrong. So following now towards the outside line, pulls Rob, and he's going to do on the brakes. What a brilliant move. That's an outstanding move there. And Victor following him through, going right, my turn. Fastest man on track is the leader in the form of Rob. And with the orange suit is Victor. He's looking to try and get through. If he crashes and damages the car to the point that he can't race, he can get out and be a marshal and help out with what I would be doing if I was at this racetrack until I knackered my wrist. Let's drop back and look at these two. This is Lo-Fi, who started quite well off in the grid. He's going up the inside here on Mitchell. And that was quite a suicidal move actually. That could have ended in tears, a championship leader. And newcomer to the series. Sideways, still sideways, and caught it now. Has Lo-Fi. And just for fun, let's watch it again! This time from the onboard camera. You see, he did try to move a little bit silly. It was like, there was no way he was going to overtake him there. Sideways, caught it, losing it, caught it, left hand down, gear down, brake on, and he's managed to catch it again. Leader by 1.1 seconds is Rob. I wonder if tyres decided to come into it. I don't have any tyre graphic. I wish I did, but I do not. Luke Mitchell! He's the fastest man on the track. My apologies for the yawn as we look at that wonderful town. This game is pretty. Let's try and find a battle on track that we can look at. It looks to be a P5 battle. Oh no, it's Fred in P7. Right said Fred as he tries to battle from Kale. Kale at the inside. You get that reference, there's a bit of a Bernard Collins in there. Right said Fred. Great song. Fred trying to defend from Kale. Kale versus Fred. Fred up trying to go around the outside. The young driver cannot though. Again, any chance of trying to overtake him. It does seem that Kale is going to run away now for a bit. Wilson up the inside, what can Phil do? Shucks it there. Very clean move there from Phil. I say that, I think he might have pole drived into someone else. So we're going to go 3 wide now towards the turn 1, and it seems that Phil is going to sit in P7, he's going to take that. Let's see if we can watch that again. I want to see what happens. So he did just power drive into Kale, and then Kale hit Fred, and then Fred hit Wilson, and then we headed on to the start finish straight. Wilson, he's actually done the best out of all of them though. He's still in P7. It does become skippers sometimes in series like this where they're all driving one car. So Lewis Hamilton inspired helmet there for Wilson as he heads towards the fast right-hander as they look at it, left-hander as we look at it. I'm going to keep getting that wrong. It's P6, Luke Mitchell. I cocked my headset. Gonna move for a moment. So Luke Mitchell putting pressure on Meggie. I moved to a different position, slightly further back so I can't see the names as well. But as Luke Mitchell does try and make the move up on Meggie, he has it well. Oh, Meggie's in a wall. Let's try and find out what happened. That's not Meggie. Who is that that's in a wall? Is that Cade? I think it was. Cade is, no, sorry, Luke C has left position. So Luke C has crashed out of the race, or disconnected, or something has happened. But he's the fastest man on track. Questions and curious answers. So now the battle of the green cars beginning. Strombago versus Keithy. So Keith versus Victor. The same car, same colours, different wheels. Purple wheels versus blue wheels. That's how you take them apart. Purple wheels is Keith, and then the blue wheels is Victor. Let's go on board with Victor here. Sorry, Keithy. Looking towards the inside here, Keithy's going to do it. Going to try and make a move here, but Victor's not going to give him a nick of room. He almost did, and then almost ended his tears. Race leader pits. It's Rob in pit lane now. So, and then a late call there from Keithy to pit. What does Wilson do? As he looks to try and go into pit lane, him and K2. Race leader is Victor as he battles with Luke Mitchell. Luke Mitchell, who did this last week, where he went long in the first stint to try and make the move last. We have 18 laps of racing to go here in Italy, and we'll see what can happen. I think inevitably at some point we will see Luke Mitchell leading this race, as we so often do in the Mazda MX5 Championship. At the inside, and a very simple move here into the left-hander, kissing the apex. There we go. Right hand down, that's it. Luke Mitchell is our new leader by default right now, but I think Rob is still doing very well with pit stops. Can he go for 2 in a row? What can Victor do as he tries to chuck out the inside? Russian driver. And he's putting as much pressure on Luke Mitchell as possible. Does the Russian, but it doesn't seem like he can do it this time round. 3/10 of the second battle, he needs 2, and then into pit lane towards Maggie. So a fair few laps to go, 17 to go in this race. These two still carrying on as they try and put as much pressure on one another. 12 seconds is the mark between them and Rob, who is actually battling, I believe, with Fred. It's close to. 4 tenths is the gap as they now power up towards the slightly downhill section towards the going back uphill. So through the long S's here. Does Victor try it up the inside like he did last time? He's going to put as much pressure on Luke Mitchell as he can, but I don't think it will happen. I think we'll see one of his drivers into pit lane this time round. It might be Victor, judging by the way he was taking a line there. No, it's both of them. Both drivers into pit lane this time round. Let's follow the Russians' pit stop, shall we? We hear the music playing in pit lane. Wait, no, the fuel up? Waiting on the fuel for the Russian driver. Absolutely drowning the tank. Getting ready to drop off, and there he goes. Back to the end of pit lane. Rob leads now from Fred in P2, and Luke Mitchell's improved to P3 out of all of this. But he's not out of the woods yet. If he wants to go for a race win, he needs to get up and going sooner rather than later in this race. Yes, past Fred. That can happen soon. pressure building on Fred as we look at Luke Mitchell putting pressure on the back end of the other MX5. Lots of damage to the back end there. Fred, who seems to have been battling a lot more this racing week than we saw last week at Autopolis. Maybe he's more comfortable as we go around the outside. What can he do? Is he going to try and tuck up underneath him? Hasn't happened this time round. But Luke Mitchell is through now into P2, and all the drivers very comfortable with this circuit. One retirement from what I can tell so far being Luke C. Let's drop back and look at Victor, who seems to be closing in again with Keefe behind him. So Keefe versus Victor, this battle that went to pit lane has not really changed. On board with Keefe and P5. What can he do as he lines up an attack on the fellow green car of this series? Kissing the apex there, it seems Victor got it a little bit wrong, which has cost him a lot of time now as they head towards the S's. Under the gantry and flicking to the left hand side. Left hand down, then right hand slightly down. They head through the S's now towards the hairpin downhill section, or hairpin uphill section, sorry, braking uphill and heading downhill into the valley. Downhill underneath the old bridge. And now we see what he can do, lining up a move here. Keefe's so much quicker. Let me try it up the inside. He thinks about it, but he probably could have made that done. Got to be committed. In both a wheel car, he'll be very comfortable. What can he do though as he puts as much pressure on the back of Victor as possible? Keefe still looking for a top 4 of the season. His first time out, I believe, in this race. And there we go, side by side between the two drivers, bumping and barging their way through. Victor is going to lose out on P4 as P4 there. This was the Germans. He's going to be Keefe, but it's currently in P4. They line up the back of everyone else. What can Victor do as he tries to pass Keefe? And there he's here coming up to another driver, which I believe that is Fred ahead. See by the wheels, that is Fred, so Fred's in trouble. Maybe he needs to pit. Round the outside though comes Victor. Victor cannot make the move stick as they try and pass Keefe. Sorry, my brain's struggling to keep up with what action we got right now. Drivers coming through, doing their best. Fred does pit out of all of us. Take a minute, just need a drink. Not long to go of this race. About 12 or 13 laps to go. To check in with Luke Mitchell, he's got 8.6 seconds to clear if he wants to win this race. Or is Rob going to go for the double and go do what Luke Mitchell did last week and get 2 wins on the trot in the same track? Jump off the battle for a bit and have a look at what's going on down here. It's between Ben and Meggie. Meggie, who finishes slightly later than everyone else, is under pressure from Ben. Ben's been told by the admins he has to put his little pickle away. That's why the pickle pimp is going to try and go up the inside of Meggie. Oh, he's touched him. Green car versus the blue car into the hairpin, and it seems that Meggy's just going to have the moment there, but Ben doesn't care. He's going to chuck it up the inside. Wilson, look at Phil. He's absolutely flying. He wants to do better than this. On board with Dill Price, who missed the first race of the season. Sorry, first race of the session. Bumping and bashing as Meggy tries to get on the power. It doesn't seem like he can though. Through all of this, I just realised through all of this, Victor has disappeared out of the top 8. Let's see if we can find him. Oh, we lost 2 drivers in this race, so we have lost Luke Cade and Victor by the looks of it. Sideways there for Rob. Let's try and get that on a different angle. So he was just proper sideways there, weren't they? Let's just back it up to the battle for P6. Nope, for the battle for P7. And that is Meggy versus Dill Price versus Wilson. Wilson was off the track as we clicked on board with them. Heading up towards the hairpin now. Meggy is still ahead of Dill Price. Dill Price looking to make up for lost ground after missing the first round. Maybe he was putting the kids to bed. Maybe he was busy eating dinner, who knows. Dill Price though incredibly quick. He tries to go to the outside though on the blue car. It does seem like the orange car is going to just be able to make it through. Orange or red, I believe it's red, or a bit of orange. Side by side there as they all come battling through, but it does seem Price has got it. Price passing the blue car. Let's have a look on board with Old Man Wilson. Phil Wilson, what can he do as he tries to put on pressure? 11 laps to go in this race as they head towards the quick right-hander. And massive contact there, massive crotch. Wilson should let off the gas and let the driver back through. He has let off the gas and let the driver through. So well done, very good sportsmanship there. Oh, sorry, there's Victor. We lost him. Tend to go here in Italy, and what more can we ask for in this race other than great battling? Could have gone for a battle for the lead so far. Whether they have to make a second pit stop or not is unclear right now, at least for the caution. Side by side between Meggy and Wilson. Wilson looking to defend from Meggy. It looks like it's going to be difficult. Oh, excuse me for yawning. It's not that this race is boring or anything, it's actually very entertaining. I'm just incredibly tired. Under pressure, Dill Price is flying right now as he tries to get past the Little Pickle. Little Pickle Supreme in front. And what can Pickle Punt do? What can Ben do as he tries to defend from Dill Price? Dill Price, who has got a massive turn of pace, but the leader's in pit stop. The leader back in pit lane. Where is Luke Mitchell? Luke Mitchell now takes the lead of the race. Is it a fuel stop for Wilson? Sorry, for Rob. It does seem to be a fuel stop. Tyres are good. He yells, "Leave me on the tyres." And K pits. K pits pretty early. Probably ruined the fact that he can probably pit later now. What does Luke Mitchell do? Does he pit this time round to try and cover off any form of attack from Rob? Lots of drivers in pit lane now. Rob is currently got 2 cars he has to clear before he is in the chance of winning this race once more if Luke Mitchell pits. Luke Mitchell, fastest man on track, is currently heading towards pit lane. I believe sometime round he's going to decide to head to pit lane. He has gained time though on Keithy in P2. And into pit lane, indicator on. Brilliant there. Easy stop. Now where is Rob in all of this? Where is he? P4 currently into the hairpin. I believe that Rob should take the lead, but who's going to have the better tyres out of all of these two? Out of these two? Out of all of these two? I'm not making much sense right now. Rob retakes the lead. We knew that was coming, but where is Mitchell when he leaves pit lane? It's going to be P3. This is going to be a straight fight towards the end. 8 laps to go of this race. Further back though, let's have a look at Keithy, who just came out of pit lane, I believe. Side by side with Cade. Cade who pitted a lap earlier than him. Who's got the power? Is it going to be Cade or is it going to be Keith? And Cade doing well to defend. South African trying to battle against the Briton. Keith trying to look at the inside. It's like rugby all over again. Up the inside comes Keith. Is he going to try it? He does try it there. A brilliant move there from Keith into P4. Fred versus Meggie now, as he tries to make a move up the inside. What can Fred do? Fred unable to make a move in the pit lane, pulls a lap driver. I believe that will be Lo-Fi. The compounding pressure on each other as Fred tries it desperately at the inside of Meggie. Meggie is going to try and defend still. I don't think he gets a response though for Fred as he does go for a drag race into pit lane. I believe towards Meggie. He does pull into pit lane. Here's Rob. Seven laps to go in this race, and Rob is looking to do his darndest to improve on this position. We have a side-by-side bit of action, I believe, further back between P7 and P8. No, is it before that? Or am I seeing things? I think I'm seeing things. No, I'm not. Side by side here. Kale versus Keithy. What can they do against each other? As it seems that Kale is going to lose position against Keith. Almost ending contact there between with a little twitch there from Cade. From Kale, sorry, not Cade. It's going to be called Cade tonight because I'm very tired. 22nd lap of racing complete for the leaders. But who is going to be taking the lead of the race again in a moment's time? 3.1 seconds separates Luke Mitchell and Groot. And Rob is going to do his best job to stay ahead of Luke Mitchell. But I think time has certainly dropped down between the two of them. Three seconds is the gap between places 2 and 3, and these two are looking to impress once more. Both race winners, though one more time than another. Luke Mitchell. Excuse me. Is leading the championship as he tries to put as much pressure on Rob, but it seems that he's going to drop back. 2.9 seconds is the gap between these two drivers. Slow down penalty for Old Man Wilson in P9. Unfortunately, he's going to have to serve that soon. 3 tenths of a second he's going to lose on this lap. Hopefully he serves it soon. Side by side between Dill Price and Ben. What can Ben and Dylan do? Doesn't seem like anything they can do against each other right now. More pressure building in this race than a pressure cooker trying to cook some rice. It seems that Rob is right on the back of Victor. For all of this, Luke Mitchell is still the fastest man on the track, and he's starting to gain much more on Rob as the battle for the provisional win is going to come into play. It seems that Victor is going to be a little bit far behind due to not stopping. He's going to be saving his tyres, saving his fuel as best as possible. .0 seconds separating Rob and Luke Mitchell. The race leader is Victor as they head towards the 24th lap of racing. Four laps to go at the end of this one. And there you see finally Victor pits. He had to pit that long, he had no power left. But he seriously impacted on Rob. Rob is 1.8 seconds away from Luke Mitchell, the MP2. This could be the battle across the line that we got in Autopolis. And it was these two in Autopolis fighting. It was earlier on tonight in this track where it fighting. Drivers putting pressure on each other as much as possible, keeping an eye on any battles that are brewing in the race. But it does seem like this is the closest battle and one of the most important ones. There is a closer battle further back, though. I think it's between Dill Price and Ben. Ben is going to have to give up the position there as Dill Price chucks at the inside at turn 1, but Ben's going to try and come back, and then there's no real threat there from Dr. Pezzlepump? Venus Pump. Mr. Venus Pump. Venus Pimp. I'm very tired. He's going to try to be inside here as Old Man Wilson starts to regain chances. But he still has a 2-10 penalty. He has to serve as soon as possible. The lap times are starting to tick down, and now the racing is beginning to come to a close. The battles at the top are way down now into 1 second, 1.1 seconds between the race leaders. We'll wait to see how this race pans out with 3 laps to go. Drivers absolutely giving it their all as they try and push on to a different position of where they currently are. Rob is looking for 2 wins on the trot to do what Luke Mitchell did in Autopolis. Is it possible for Rob? He lost out on the podium in Autopolis. He won earlier on tonight in the sprint race. Now the lapped race. Who is going to win that particular crown? Who is going to be the king of Italy? Is it going to be Luke Mitchell, who was on pole position in the first qualifying session, or is it going to be Groot or Rob that he's rather known who has battled through, won the last race in this track in the sprint race? 1.3 seconds is the gap onto the penultimate lap of the race now. Almost done, almost time. Drivers putting pressure on one another. Let's just drop back and have a look at the other battle further back. Wilson versus Pickle. So Ben versus Phil. Phil has no penalties right now, so he's wanted to get his quickest run done soon. and try and get through as quickly as possible. There's another battle brewing further back. Now it's between Kale, Victor and Keith. In the battle for the final win in Italy, or at least at this track in Italy, is going to come down to one little mistake. That's all that Luke Mitchell needs. They're heading towards the final lap of the race now. So on to the final lap of the race in just a few moments time. Meters becoming feet. Miles will be completed to see who will win this race. 0.9 tenths of a second between Brute and Mitchell. Rob has got traffic. No, he hasn't. Sorry, wrong driver I was looking at. Drivers all coming through. Who is better? Who is more comfortable right now? Let's just drop back to P4. Battle between Kale and Keith. These two have been going for absolutely hammering on in ages. Of the inside, pulls Kale. Final lap of the race for these guys too. The white flag is out if we were in America, but we're in Italy. And up the inside, pulls Keithy. Keithy trying to defend from Kale. Is not going to happen this time round. Drop back. Let's have a look at the leaders. It does seem 8 tenths of a second. There is going to be a few little overtaking chances, I believe, that Luke Mitchell has. He's only really going to get one, and that's the hairpin. Fascinating stuff here in Italy. The final lap of the race, the MX5s are roaring into life, as they so often do, into the hairpin in just a moment's time. Defensive a little bit there from Rob, but we think he's going to do what Luke Mitchell did in round 1 at Italy. It does seem the master of Italy is going to be Rob, and it seems he's going to win, and he does win, crossing the line first. Rob and a close finish of 1.66 tenths of a second. What a finish, what a run there. But Rob doing what Luke Mitchell did last race, winning in both rounds of the championship at this track. And Wilson's in trouble. Wilson in the wall. Was he helped around though? Let's take a look. 2-second penalty. Just goes utterly wrong there. I think the stewards might be having a word with him. Nonetheless though, the race is done, and it is Rob in P1 ahead of, if we can get this up, ahead of Luke in P2, Victor in P3, ahead of Keith who's in P4, Kate is in P6, Fred is in P7, Dylan is in P8, well done to him, sorry, P7, Pimp is in P9, Wilson in P9, and Maggie is going to finish in P10. The only not out of top 10 finisher was Neil in P11. Comes across the line now. That will signify the end of our run here at Miyagi. Or Miyagi? I don't know. Let's be Italian. Lo-Fi finishing P12 out of everyone as well. So, Rob gained a 13 position there, 11 positions to gain, and he's done well. Next week we're off to another track. I'll quickly find out what that track is before I go. So the next race is going to be at, doesn't seem like I can get my my camera list, my picture list up of how many races we have next. Oh well, the next race is going to, oh here we go. I found it. Next race, we're heading to Brands Hatch in England for the second of 2 rounds in Britain. So, join us next week for the next race in Brands Hatch. Hopefully, I'll be less tired. My name is Jibby. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this commentary session brought to you by the Pendragon Bodyworks company. Have a very good week and stay safe, everyone. We'll see you again soon. Ta-ra, guys.